It's my utmost pleasure and an honor to invite the one who has been a maestro and inspiration to all of us, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Would you like to say a few words, please?
Good evening to all of you. Well, at the very outset, I am extremely sorry for coming late. I never knew that this from my house and this place will take about 1.5 hours. And this area is something new to me. I hardly come to these areas. Anyhow, ultimately I reached. So let me, in the very beginning, congratulate Mohit and his entire team for this. I must say, although he's running this community clinic for a lot, but I think this is a very new beginning. I used to say to every apology clinic, because I have been in this startup, you can say, for now it is more than 50 years. Exactly, I entered in my MBBS in 1970. So it is more than 50 years. And I have seen all these things for very close corners. And arranging such type of meeting, which you can call it as one, you can call it for meeting people. That's very important today. Second, you can call it as an educating people. I always say that education is a thing which can change the world. And I have seen in my own eyes. Nothing I am saying from any book or anything like that. So this is a sort of this type of say gala meetings. You can say that sort of meeting, entertainment, and education. You always keep such type of meetings in future. My advice is that mix with some sort of education. Because when you talk of a medical science, in general I'm talking, there has been a sea changes. If I can tell you what my great teachers has taught me in 70s onward, well, many of the things are still true, but many things have changed. Even what I used to teach to my undergraduate student I came in faculty in 80s. So in 80s, what I used to teach, same subject if I teach today, it is entirely different. So what I'm trying to say is the sea changes are occurring in every science, and it is very particularly in the medical science. So you people are mostly with the labs and everything. Labs are also changing. Lot of new innovations, lot of new things are happening. Actually, I have been eyewitness to most of the changes. I like the word Mohit, what he said that, one of my dialogues, my PG students still remember. One of my dialogue I used to say, they remember that please don't follow the money. Money will follow you. So I like the word what Mohit used that, there is no dearth of money. Probably this teaching is in very few medical colleges. Actually, I belong to KPMC. So our teachers has taught like this, and I have always taught my students like this. Now I have my students all over the world, and they always remember my this dialogue. As a teacher, you have not only to speak, you have to show it also. That's the another beauty of at least my initial mentors, what they have taught me. So once again, let me thank you and starting and as I interacted with Mohit when he came to my clinic maybe about 10 days back, I remember that he is going to start the uh, new molecular type of diagnostics. You know, the precision medicine and precision diagnostics are it is a time. It is rather it's a current scenario. You say, for example, I'm a basically chest physician, so I may say that two of the diseases I have seen, there's a lot of metamorphosis. One is tuberculosis, which is very common across all the subjects. Tuberculosis is there. We have seen how the diagnostic things have changed. I know when I was a PG student and early part of my teaching career, lecturership, when any patient of TB used to come, we used to treat like this, and if you get culture, AFP was only investigation positive, and then culture, and then DST. Culture takes about 6 to 8 weeks time, and then a DST another 6, but this was on a time written in the paper. But what actually happened, I know that initially there was, if I remember, 90s and 2000 when this new program was introduced in India. Well, there are only 1 or 2 labs of microbiology lab where they used to do culture and to do DST. That's a susceptibility test. And from Ahmedabad to Mumbai, people used to send samples to the Chennai. There's a TB research center in Chennai, now its name has changed. So what happened that it took about 6 to 9 months of time to get those reports. इस बीच में तो कभी कभी ऐसा होता है मरीज का. Now you know what has happened. Now we talk in tuberculosis as an universal DST. I hope some of you must be understanding what do we mean by universal DST. Today is the rule is, if I am treating any patient of tuberculosis, I should know that what is his sensitivity pattern of bacteria. And that is possible today. This is only because of the molecular diagnosis. You know, we have gene expert which can give you diagnosis of sensitive or rifampicin resistance if you talk on the paper in 90 minutes. Not only in paper, from lab to lab, time is just 2 hours. Less than 2 hours. Then you have LPA1 and LPA2, and now we have this gene sequencing. As you know, the COVID has given us a lot of opportunity, I must say. If it has really troubled us, it has given it a lot of opportunities. So now in TB, when I said universal DST means if I am starting treatment today, I should know if I am seeing a drug sensitive TB or I am saying drug resistant tuberculosis. Even in drug resistant, what type of a drug resistance? Mono, poly, MDR, XDR, and it is possible within a week's time. So that change has happened. Second disease which interests me is a lung cancer. You know, I was in Japan way back in '89, and I have worked in a center. Probably you will surprise. I used to tell many of my students, I worked in a center which they used to call, it is there Brampton in Osaka. It is about 700 kilometers from Tokyo. So they have a Habikino chest hospital. Believe me, that chest hospital had 2 departments of lung cancer. बेटे में डॉक्टर साहब हैं, लंग कैंसर के 2 विभाग थे. आपके लिए सरप्राइज होगा अभी भी. I am talking of '89. When I came back to India after about 4 months, निखिल उस वक्त बहुत मतलब हमारे न रहने को निखिल कहते हैं कभी कभी, क्योंकि आप निखिल आपके बैचमेट हैं, आए नहीं होंगे कि पापा जब आप नहीं रहते तो हमारी पढ़ाई जरा कमजोर हो जाती है। हमने कहा आ गए नहीं, चलो फिर पढ़ाई करो अपनी। So what I'm trying to say, there was two separate departments. For your information, when I came back to KGMC, because I went from KGMC, so I just inquired. I asked my resident to inquire, go to every department, is there any class on lung cancer? In institute, in medical college of repute like KGMC. तो मेरे को जो पीजी आया लौट के बोला था कोई विभाग नहीं। हमने 4-5 विभाग ले सकते हैं, मेडिसिन, सर्जरी, थोरेसिक सर्जरी। तो फिर हमने सोचा कि हम डॉक्टर्स को, स्टूडेंट्स को नाक ब्लेम करते हैं कि वो कैंसर को टीबी डायग्नोज करता है, टीबी को कैंसर तो डायग्नोज ही नहीं करता। तो व्हेन आई डोंट टीच, we have no right to blame the doctor. I always say, believe me, I cut my one lecture of TB and chest disease. Hardly TB chest disease has very few lectures, but I was head at that time. I was number 2 at that time. So I just asked my head, sir, एक lecture हम lung cancer पे लेना है. And then those lectures, some of those students who are graduated from KGMC, they still remember that lecture. So बोले साहब 1 घंटे में आपने 50 मिनट का lecture होता था, आपने बिल्कुल लंग कैंसर के बारे में मोटी बात। That is what is needed. I said my second disease of interest is lung, and in lung cancer, molecular diagnostics have changed the treatment outcome, diagnosis, everything. Today, no lung cancer diagnosis is complete unless you go further and see the illness. So when Mohit met me, he talked about all these things. Then the third thing which interests to us is the chest physician is the infection. What infection, viral, bacterial, fungal. Now we have methods on the molecular diagnostic base in which you can find out what is there in this particular, especially in a critical care setup, especially in the serious case. So I think these things, to my mind also, is going to be very useful. And what I suggest, Mohit, to you and your team, that please always stick to the rules, stick to the evidence-based medicine, and what I will again repeat, don't follow the money, which I think you have got you said in the first sentence, money will follow. So, little take time, but it will happen. I know it will happen. अब आजकल हम लोग मरीजों को देखते हैं, डॉक्टरों के प्रिस्क्रिप्शन को देखते हैं। मैंने कल मरीज देखा, 24 दवाई लिखी थी पर्चे पे। कितनी? हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा where we are going. So now I think the molecular diagnostics will be able to 3 तो एंटीबायोटिक लिखे थे, 2 एंटीफंगल लिखा था। So since we do not know what is happening in the body, since our history taking, I used to say our history taking, our physical examination, those signs are vanishing day by day. And many things I tell my students that if you take a good, अभी मेरे एरा में मैं हूँ, मेरे पास स्टूडेंट, आज की स्टूडेंट की कहानी सुनाता हूँ, बिफोर आई एंड, वो मेरे पास आता है, कभी आता है तो वो मुझे सीटी दिखाता है, बहुत डांट पड़ती है उसकी। हमने कहा सीटी क्यों दिखा रहा है मुझे, मैं नहीं समझ सकता सीटी को। टेल मी व्हाट इज हिस्ट्री, टेल मी व्हाट इज देयर इन द फिजिकल एग्जामिनेशन, टेल मी व्हाट इज देयर इन द चेस्ट एक्सरे, and then show me the CT scan. So if you do like this, you are in front of me, you are doing like this, you are showing me CT, thinking that I will be able to tell you everything. So please, I always teach my students, please follow the rules, whatever is written, whether it is a clinical medicine, whether it is a pre-clinical medicine, or paraclinical medicine, whatever is there, follow the rules. you will be champion. I'll again say, money will follow. So with these few words of, I must say, blessings to all of you, because you belong to my son's batch. So always the blessings have been there with you. And once again, I thank you for inviting me here and saying me, because I'm not guest of honor. I'm your elder, like an elder brother, and whenever you require me, I'm at your service. Thank you very much.